Welcome back to the Express at Richmond Center, which is home to the School of Christmas. Not only is Santa Claus here, but also a bunch of his elves. And you can hang out with them, learn about Christmas traditions, and collect their elf playing cards. Pretty creative, hey? Well, so is our next story on today's show, the Robert Bateman Get to Know Contest. The goal is to connect, create, and celebrate youth and nature.
I live right next to the forest and also to a creek, which has salmon in it. And so I could sometimes see salmon rolling down the creek, and they're very beautiful. They're very bright red, and so I decided to paint this picture.
Hi, I'm Sophie Breckenridge from Maple Ridge, BC. I'm here at Black Mountain Ridge. This is my forest. I thought that the theme was about my forest, and I thought about how when I go there, there's just forest all around me, and how there's that terrible diseases in the trees that's killing all the trees, so I thought it would be a good thing to do my video on.
My piece is in here in October, right here in a little corner. It looks like a fall and a sunset, so that's why I called it Sunset and Fall.
The Robert Bateman Get to Know program is all about getting kids out of doors. And tonight we're here to celebrate the winners of the 2011 Bateman Get to Know contest. And we have kids coming from all over British Columbia who participated in the contest this year and are now coming to be recognized for their amazing artwork.
Okay, congratulations. Thank you.
The Get to Know contest was started by Robert Bateman over a decade ago when he noticed a very disturbing trend that kids were spending more and more screen time indoors and less time out of doors getting to know their wild neighbors. And Mr. Bateman often quotes a disturbing fact that kids can recognize 100 corporate logos but can't name 10 species of wildlife right in their own community. So the program is all about trying to reverse that and getting kids out of doors. The theme is get to know your wild neighbors.
Now, get to know. What kind of ducks are those, guys? Mallards, good. Males or females? Males, good, okay.
The theme is connect with nature, create art, and celebrate. And the celebration piece is what we're here to do tonight, to celebrate what these amazing young artists and authors have done.
To reverse the impact on our forests, we are removing the diseased trees. We are also trying to remove the foreign plants to improve the health of our forests and to ensure its health for future generations.
A connection to nature is something that really helps kids be more healthy at every level. They have better attention spans at school, they perform better academically, they're healthy, and they're able to enjoy life more. So it's really not just about nature, it's also about their personal health and becoming more active. But connecting to nature is something extremely important for overall childhood development.
Next year will be the 13th year of the contest, and it will feature a new category, music. The website is gettoknow.ca. Now, still to come on today's Express, we're going to get to know more about Santa and his elves here at Richmond Center. But right now, we're going to learn about a different part of the world, the Panama Canal. In the last century, it has defined the country of Panama. But do you have any idea reason why? We're going to find out on today's Escapes.ca Destinations.
Escapes.ca Destinations is sponsored in part by Transat Holidays.
Want to go on an adventure? Let me take you there. I'll give you an insider's look on where to eat, play, and stay from the expats and the experts. All this without ever leaving our own backyard. Your best tour guide is within reach. I'm Mansour, and this is Escapes.ca Destinations. Known as the crossroads of the Americas, the country of Panama has been inhabited by humans for at least 10,000 years. But what has put Panama firmly on the world map is perhaps the famous Panama Canal, which draws thousands of visitors each year. I sat down with Latin American Studies professor Dr. John Beasley Murray at the University of British Columbia to find out the history of this vital economic man-made structure.
For the viewers who don't really know about Panama's history, can you enlighten us a little bit about basically how it was discovered and why it's so vital to the world?
The Spaniards came across Panama, or what's now Panama, very early. It's the place where they first sighted the Pacific and kind of the part of the realization, right, that this is a new continent. Panama exists because of the canal. The canal took essentially 10 years to construct between 1903, 1904 and 1914. It was opened in 1914. And because it's the thinnest place, the thinnest part of the isthmus, where the Atlantic and the Pacific are closest together, all sorts of goods, originally precious metals, and now everything from, I don't know, DVD players to cars to everything, flow through it. The most amazing thing is just standing on the balcony, looking over the locks and watching as the boats come through. It's quite a procedure. It takes about 45 minutes, an hour or so for a boat to make its way through that particular set of locks.
Panama may have been defined by the canal for the better part of the last century, but it's the country's natural gifts that will make it shine in the present. Panama has the largest rainforest in the Western Hemisphere outside of the Amazon. Its jungle is home to an abundance of tropical plants, animals, and birds, some of them to be found nowhere else in the world.
You may think I'm standing in one of its rainforests, but actually I'm in the next best thing. Before taking a trip to Panama, I've come to Vancouver's Bloedel Conservatory, where I'm learning what to expect right here at home.
Opened in 1969, the Bloedel Conservatory has over 500 varieties of plants from 3 stimulated climate zones: subtropic, desert, and of course, tropical rainforest.
Hi, Carl. Hi, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
I'm so excited to be here at the Bloedel Conservatory and learn all about the crazy cool plant life here. What type of tropical life can we expect in countries like Panama?
You're going to find a lot of tropical rainforests, thick brush, heavy plantings of trees. There are quite a few bird species there. Some of them we have here. Well, the first flower I want to show you is called a heliconia. It's this red one here.
Oh, wow.
It's one of my personal favorites. They grow all throughout the tropical countries, and they are native to South America and Central America, so you'll definitely find them in Panama.
Wow, now this kind of looks a little bit foreboding. It's not poisonous or anything.
No, not at all. In fact, it's closely related to the bananas that we eat. So this is it. These are the banana trees.
Wow.
We have them all jazzed up for our Christmas show that's going on. And this year you can see, if you look up, it's flowered.
Oh,
and
yeah.
It's producing little bananas to eat. They're almost ripe.
That's amazing. Now the bananas that grow here, are they the same kind of types of bananas you'd see probably in Central America?
They are. These are 2 birds that you'll commonly find in Panama. They're called green-winged macaws because of the green on the backs. And this is Carmen and her sister Maria. Keep your eyes open in the trees and you should find them flying around.
Oh, wow.
Most birds will mate for life. When they find their partner, they'll stay together. Parrots in general, macaws specifically, are very bonding creatures. Even 2 females will bond together, like these sisters here. They very much hate being separated. So.
Oh, wow, that's great. And considering the fact that they live for up to 100 years, almost like humans, that is a long, very committed friendship/relationship.
It certainly is, yeah.
It's been so fun being here at the Bloedel with you, Carl.
It's been great talking to you too.
Now for your travel tip of the week.
If you're planning on driving in Panama, it is recommended to have a valid international driver's license. And also, you must be 25 years of age and have a valid credit card.
Escapes.ca Destinations was sponsored in part by Transat Holidays.
To see what the Panama has to offer up close, they say the best time to visit is during the dry season, which runs mid-December to mid-April on the Pacific side. You're watching The Express, and still to come, we've got some news from the School of Christmas here at Richmond Centre, and these stories. Good for you, good for the earth. Chocolate arts and organic eats.
We use this actually for a chocolate.
Quality assured collision road trip. A stunning flight with sea-to-sky air. The Express. We are your local voice.
Community programming on Shaw has been generously sponsored in part by
Hairstyling and color services for Shaw TV, provided by The Lounge Hair Studio. LoungeHairStudio.com.
This holiday season, you can help a family with a child in need through Timmy's Christmas Telethon in support of the BC Lions Society for Children with Disabilities. Watch Shaw TV Channel 4 on Sunday, December 4th and help make a difference in their lives. Welcome back to The Express at Richmond Centre's School of Christmas. New this year, Santa is appointing a crown prince and a princess elf, and he's asking for your help. So you can go online to SantaRichmondCentre.com and vote for your favorite. Talking about favorites, how do you feel about chocolate? You'll probably have a few new favorites after today's Good for You, Good for the Earth.
FarmFolkCityFolk.ca, good for you, good for our earth, is brought to you by Farm Folk City Folk.
Hi, I'm Lori, and I'm here to share with you my passion for nutritious food and sustainable living. We'll see if these foods meet my dietitian's stamp of approval, and why these foods are not only good for you, but also good for our earth. Chocolate. We use it to celebrate, to seduce, to ease our worries, and delight our taste buds. For those of us that are trying to eat more healthy, ethically, and sustainably, when it comes to chocolate, it can be a challenge. So we spoke to Chocolate Arts owner Greg Hook, who has a passion for chocolate, as well as organic and local foods.
We're a small company, so we look to support as much local as we can. I know where we got our peaches from. I know where we get our pumpkins from. I know where we get our basil from, our blueberries. And we've generally bought the same products from the same people for, going on 12 to 15 years. If I buy it from local, it's more, I pay more, but if I buy a cheaper thing, there's a hidden cost because it had to come here. There's an environmental cost. There's all sorts of different things that I just don't buy into. I have some young children, and I just want to make sure that they can have blueberries sometime in the future. And that's the only thing I can control on it is by promoting that.
There are 50 million people around the world that depend on cocoa for their livelihood. Yet we do know that cocoa beans can be grown in areas that result in deforestation and child labor. We asked Greg how his chocolate business deals with those sorts of issues.
The chocolate that we get from a supplier whom we've done our research on, who practices sustainable practices in a lot of the cocoa growing areas. They're building schools, and every year we review where we're getting our chocolate from.
Why would your supplier not be fair trade certified?
Well, what they determined when they look at the fair trade process, they had already been practicing a lot of the fair trade practices, but not been certified.
To ensure the chocolate you consume provides you with health benefits, keep it to 130 grams square a day, and choose at least 70% dark chocolate, as the more cocoa in your chocolate means less room for added fat and sugar. They have nearly twice the phytonutrient content of red wine and 3 times that of green tea.
Like, as far as we know, we're the only company in the world that makes a rhubarb chocolate, because I've never seen anyone else do it. And part of that is just an homage to my prairie grandmother. We use this actually for a chocolate. So this was picked yesterday morning. They delivered it to us last night, and we process this where there's no heat involved. So that then what we try and do is capture it, because when you taste it, you want to be able to go, that's basil.
Chocolate, as with any food, the less processing and high heat temperatures it's exposed to, the more nutritional value it contains. Flavonoids, or phytonutrients, are the plant pigments that give chocolate its dark, rich color. Even though the cocoa in dark chocolate contains heart healthy phytonutrients, the added sugar and cocoa butter make it an energy-rich food. So if you're not engaging in physical activity to burn off those calories, the health benefits will disappear, along with your waistline. I think they should rename this one the Dietitian's Delight. It's made with dark chocolate, cocoa nibs, and cocoa. As well, it's in a perfect bite-sized serving. For Shaw TV, I'm Lori, and this has been Good for You and Good for our Earth.
FarmFolkCityFolk.ca, good for you, good for our earth, has been brought to you by Farm Folk City Folk.
Chocolate Arts has moved to a new location with a retail area and an open plan kitchen, so you can watch the chocolatiers creating. The website is chocolatearts.com. Now, you know that old saying that life is about the journey, not the destination? Well, on today's road trip, you'll see it's about both the journey and the destination.
Travel along with us as we explore the many marvelous attractions and activities of beautiful British Columbia on the Quality Assured Collision Road Trip.
Life on the island means using all forms of transportation to get to where you want to be. A car will only get you so far.
So for today's road trip, we are leaving the car on the ground and we are taking to the skies. We're doing a flight from Nanaimo over to downtown Vancouver.
I think I should switch careers and become a pilot because it's
Terry Hebert has been with Sea Air Seaplanes since 2005 and has more than 25 years flying experience under his wings.
Derek, you got to put your seatbelt on.
Today, we're riding in a brand new 2011 Cessna Caravan. Today's trip is on a weekday, and so it's mostly business travelers aboard. For them, the trip is functional. They need to get to work. There's no denying, though, that the scenery is breathtaking. The weather can change quickly out here on the Strait of Georgia, and sometimes, not today though, you can see whales. The trip is a short one, but for Terry, in the pilot's seat, it's a busy one.
Well, when we leave Departure Bay, it's uncontrolled. It's uncontrolled airspace, but there is a mandatory frequency. So all the planes are and pilots are talking to each other. And then as we head towards Vancouver, we talk to Vancouver Tower at the International for a short spell, and they give us clearances for the transit. And then as we get near Point Grey, UBC area, we switch over to Harbour Tower, and they control us right till we land.
And landing safely, of course, is what it's all about. From the bird's eye view of this region's geography to the newly built $22 million Vancouver Harbour Water Airport. This impressive cluster of sleek glass towers opened in May of 2011, on the same day that Sea Air's new route from Nanaimo to downtown Vancouver made its first run.
I think more and more people are moving over to Vancouver Island now, especially with a little higher cost of living in Vancouver. Sometimes it makes it more convenient, and it's less expensive for people to actually live in Nanaimo or on the outskirts of Nanaimo, for them to live there as full-time and then commute over here to Vancouver, believe it or not.
The main staple of Sea Air's service is the commuter flights, but they offer scenic tours as well, picnics at Chatterbox Falls and wine tours on Saturna Island. Float planes don't operate in the dark, and the flights are weather dependent. But if you need to commute from Vancouver to Nanaimo, the convenience cannot be beat.
It only takes about 15 minutes to get from Nanaimo to downtown Vancouver, and you know, it really is a beautiful trip. For more information, flight schedules and reservations, you can visit seairseaplanes.com. Now, what you do once you get here to Vancouver, which is Canada's third largest city, is entirely up to you. Personally, I don't know, some shopping, some dining out, taking some cultural events, just, you know, soak up the busyness of it all. Actually, I think maybe I should spend the night. For Quality Assured Collision Road Trip, I'm Kate Bergen.
Entertaining and informative, the Quality Assured Collision Road Trip. Weekends on Shaw TV. Always something new and exciting.
And you can see why Kate, like me, loves her job. And I gotta say, flying sure beats the 2-hour ferry ride and the lineups. You're watching The Express, and it's time now for our spotlight on local holiday events. Surround yourself with holiday festivities in the heart of downtown at the 8th Annual Rogers Santa Claus Parade. The parade features more than 60 marching bands, choirs, and festive floats. As the dark yin of winter gives way to the light yang of spring, artist-made candlelit lanterns light the night at the Winter Solstice Lantern Festival in the Dr. Sun Yat-sen Classical Chinese Garden. Enjoy a night of rhythm and blues at the Blues for the Bank show at the Surrey Arts Centre. Dance the night away to live music in support of the Surrey Food Bank's Tiny Bundles program. Also on Sunday, December 4th, it's the Timmy's Christmas Telethon. We invite you to join us here on Shaw TV. We'll be live from 4 until 10 p.m. with all kinds of entertainment and inspiring stories, all in support of Easter seals and children with disabilities. Now, since we're feeling in the spirit of Christmas, let you know, too, that here at Richmond Centre, when you come down to get your photo taken with Santa, you can bring toys, books, and cash donations for the Richmond Christmas Fund. We're going to leave you with scenes from the School of Christmas. Thanks for watching The Express, only on Shaw TV.